Hi everyone, Linda from Let's Talk Prepping. And a lot of non-preppers might be asking you, when will it happen? And what do you tell them? What is it and when will it happen? Well, I was at the car dealer today because I had to get an oil change. And here's a picture of the lot. A few years ago, you had to squeeze between the cars to even look at the price, at the sticker. There were so many cars, they had to buy the lot next door to store more cars for sale, and these were all new cars. The manager was standing by the doorway, and I said, a few years ago I had to squeeze between these cars to see how much they cost. I said, when is it going to change? When are you going to get more cars? And he said, I don't see it changing for a couple of years, and it's never going to go back to what it was. So for those of you in the auto industry, you know it has happened. So when you say, when will it happen? It has happened. Might not be the big thing that people are thinking about, but it has happened. I think there was a brand new truck in the showroom, maybe two outside. There were about 3 Nissan Rogues, and that was it. There were no Sentras, no Altimas, nothing else in terms of new cars, and very few used ones. Now, there's a neighbor of mine who decided they wanted to put an addition on their house, and this is over a year ago, and they're still waiting for it to be finished. First of all, they didn't have plywood. They couldn't get that. Then they couldn't get the right flooring, and then they couldn't get the outside shingles. They're still waiting to get this addition, which never should have taken this long, finished. So for them, it has already happened. Do you have a baby? Do you have trouble finding baby formula? That's another thing that's going on right now. Even though they've promised us more baby formula, it seems like they really haven't gotten it in yet. So if you have a baby, you really think there have been problems, and you know that it has happened. So when does it happen? Well, really sooner than you think. So for those of you who are wondering when something happens, I don't know what you define as something, because what is happening now is really unprecedented. If it were just a couple of things happening, it wouldn't be out of the ordinary. But think of everything that is happening now. The supply chain has collapsed and is still bad. We're closer to war than ever before, and I'm talking World War and Civil War. They're using diseases to scare us. They used the pandemic to scare us, and now they're trying to scare us with all of these other diseases to lock us down. Inflation is really out of control, and no matter what they say, it really is getting worse. Gas prices have come down, and they want you to be happy. Well, they're nowhere near what they were a couple of years ago. Our currency is really ready to collapse. Crime is just outrageous. There's crime all over, from people just breaking into stores and taking what they want, to carjackings, to people going home invasions, just all kinds of crimes. The weather conditions are bad. Look at all the droughts. Whether it's because of natural reasons that the weather's bad or because the government is playing with the weather, I don't know. But the weather is severe, and it's going to cause all kinds of food supply problems in the future. We've got the chickens being killed because of bird flu. We've got cattle being slaughtered because there's no feed for them. So we've got all kinds of things going on in our food supply. We've got the food plants burning down. There was just one recently, a flour plant that just burnt down. Food banks are running out of food. People are not wanting to work. I really don't understand that. I don't know how they're getting along if they don't want it to work. So it's just going, I could just go on and on. So for those of you asking, when is the crash coming? I'd have to say it's here. But when is that big thing coming? That's the question. I don't know what the big thing is. I don't know when it's coming, but I really think there will be something big. whether it'll be such severe food shortages that if we haven't prepped, we're going to be dependent on the government who's not going to really help us at all, or there'll be gangs coming after your food, whether it's the diesel engine oil shortage, the higher energy prices. Look at electricity. In our area, electricity is going up 50% for the winter. So a lot of people are going to have to say, do I buy fuel to heat my home or do I eat? And it's probably going to be a tough choice. So when will it happen? I guess I'm telling you it's happening right now. What about the raid on Trump's home? If they can raid his home, no matter whether you like Trump or not, they can raid your home for no reason whatsoever. And you know what all this persecution of Trump means? It means no outsider will ever be able to run for president. They don't want you to run if you're not part of their club, part of their establishment. So this is going to discourage so many people who might have tried to run for president to never try it at all. And if you had someone brave who decided to run and actually made it, do you think anybody wants to work in their administration? Look how they've prosecuted all the people who've worked in Trump's administration. So they're doing everything they can to keep outsiders from running for president. And Trump being a big outsider, they're doing what they can. And what about the 87,000 new IRS agents that have been hired? And they're being given guns. And they were part of the job description was they had to be willing to use deadly force. What does deadly force mean? Well, you know what it means. But on who do they want to use deadly force? On us? Just because we didn't pay some taxes or something? So is there something bigger coming? Is this why they're doing this? They want everybody armed, not the citizens, but every government official armed? I don't know. But 87,000 new IRS agents, and you think they're out to help you? Forget it. What about the new Inflation Reduction Bill? If you really look at it, you're going to see it's actually going to increase inflation. So we've got more surveillance. We've got the IRS to audit you. We're told not to eat meat, to start eating bugs, and maybe even talks of cannibalism. So when will it happen? I'm telling you, it's happening right now. The big thing is yet to come. What is the big thing? I don't know. Nobody knows, but it's probably going to come. So if I were you, I would start planning now, start prepping, start getting ready. Even when your friends say, when is it going to happen? Give them a list of things that have already happened and say, don't you think these things matter? Don't you think these are important? So prepare for as much as you can. Comment, subscribe, like the video, and thank you so much for watching.